Norwich City vs Tottenham Hotspurs 27.12.2011 SelMcKenzie Selzer-McKenzie. Author D.Selzer-McKenzie. My tip: win for Tottenham. The last meeting of the 18th round of the English Premier League is played on the Tuesday evening. The Climber Norwich City Centre are present, which is on the very good 9th position in the league, and those of third-party Tottenham Hotspurs will measure their strengths. This decade these two teams have met only 2 times, and to be more precise 7 years ago in the Premiership. At that time celebrated the Trace 1-2-0 home win, while the duel at the White Hart Lane ended without winners. The beginning, 27.12.2011, 2030. At that time were other times lasting. The Trace looks very powerful in this season. Norwich City Centre primarily against the lighter opponents, and there also belongs in duels. However, the team plays at home from Norwich in this season very well, and it has decided the last 2 duels against QPR and favour, 2 characteristic of Newcastle. So, after the 5-1 debacle in the Old Stratford Stadium, it has begun to play also in the distance better, from what 2 draws resulted against Overton and Wolverhampton. For the better and better games, rather offensive tactics of the young coach are most responsible to Lambert, and this confirms the detail best that her offensive duo Holt Morison has already 13 goals on the account. What would be a draw at this moment must the Trace play the team from Norwich in the defence much more concentratedly, because it collected many goals against in the last time around, a positive result against to obtain. They will on the tried defender Naughton, 5th yolks this time card made money. This one in the duel against the Wolves must do without. He shall be represented by the weak Barnett. 3 defensive players, and to be more precise Laet, Vaughan and Ayala, still will be cancelled. In the midfield and attack there should not be any changes, only the young go-getter becomes Vaughan be cancelled. Expected list: Norwich, Ruddy, Martin, Barnett, Whitbread, Animals, Croft, Fox, Houlihan, Sermon, Morison, Holt. In the away game against Stoke City Centre of 7 victories in consequence rounds completed her excellent series before 3 after 1-0 victory have celebratedly, and then she shared the points. The Trace against Sunderland have her minimal unite first in the last 2 home meetings, 5 days ago in the town derby against Chelsea FC, in whom they have played a 1-1 draw. Of course we'll say many that the Trace tells after these last results in a slight crisis, but coach is not talking pressed with this assertion at all agreeable. He thinks tightly that his boys will demonstrate their unmistakable and airy offensive game, with which they have very climbed the 3rd position in the league in the duel against Norwich. Behind the leading duo from Manchester lie the Trace, namely 7 or 9 points in the delay, so that they still can take part in the fight for the title, particularly since a very favourable programme expects them in the near future. They have many problems with the injuries, though. The defending players King, Dawson and Copple, the midfield players Huddleston, Crunchcar and Lennon, as well as the offensive players Van of the Vaart and Defoe are injured. One could find Van of the Vaart and Defoe perhaps on the substitutes bench so that they can help their teammates when required. Expected list: Tottenham, Friedel, Fuller, Bassong, Gallas, Asauakoto, Sandro, Parker, Modric, Bale, Pavlyuchenko, Adebayor. Norwich. The Premier League stands very well in the table. We expect another victory of the qualitatively much better guests, who surely will highly motivated go in this duel to come to the 8th victory in the last 10 rounds, although in this case its very good 3rd position would be augmented in addition in the table.